Hey everyone, welcome back for another deep dive. Today we're going to be talking about something, well, it can be a little tough to talk about, but super important to understand. Gaslighting.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to be using a fictional story. It's called Lost in the Mansion. And it really gives us a good framework for figuring out what gaslighting is,
Right.
like how to spot it and why it's so damaging. We're not here to diagnose anyone, though.
Of course.
Just want to give everyone the knowledge they need, to protect themselves.
Yeah, and those they care about too. It's almost like giving people a radar for manipulation.
I like that. Or radar.
Yeah.
So, okay, this story, Lost in the Mansion, follows Naomi. She's got this seemingly picture-perfect life in like a ritzy Atlanta neighborhood, married to Reginald, a super wealthy and charming guy.
Right.
But here's the thing. As the story unfolds, we start to see like these cracks in that perfect facade. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Right from the beginning, the story, it kind of hints that Reginald has this controlling side to him, despite this charming persona. It's a very common setup, actually. Gaslighting rarely starts with like blatant abuse. It's very gradual.
I see.
This creeping manipulation can be hard to pinpoint at first.
And that's where those early warning signs, come in.
Exactly.
For example, there's a scene where Naomi's trying to talk to Reginald about a conversation they had. Just a normal couple stuff.
Oh, right, right.
But he denies it ever happened. Like, completely.
Oh, wow.
And he even says, "You must have dreamed it, baby," with this totally innocent smile. And I'm like,
Oh, classic gaslighting tactic right there.
no,
Denial.
really?
Yeah, it's designed to make the victim question, like, their own memory, their grip on reality. Think about it.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a situation where somebody denied something that you knew happened?
Oh, for sure.
You're left feeling confused,
Totally.
totally unsure of yourself, and that's exactly what gaslighting aims for. It chips away at your confidence and makes you reliant on the gaslighter's version of events.
I'm so frustrated.
Yeah,
Like, I've had moments where I'm just like, wait, am I the one going crazy here? Like, did that not happen?
You start to doubt yourself.
It's like they're messing with your head.
Yeah, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. As the story progresses, we see Reginald attributing Naomi's concerns, she has very valid concerns and anxieties, to stress.
Okay.
Even suggests that she needs to see a therapist,
Wow.
implying that she's the one with the problem. It's all about deflecting accountability and making Naomi doubt her judgment, you see.
It's so sneaky because, like, it's disguised as concern, right?
Exactly.
Like, oh, honey, you're stressed. Let me take care of you. But underneath it all, it's like a major power play.
Oh, it totally is. And, this tactic, it often works because it plays on our need to be understood,
Yeah.
cared for. And the victim starts thinking, maybe he is right. Maybe I am overreacting. And that's how the gaslighter gets control.
See, that's what's so scary. These, like, seemingly small things.
Right.
They add up. They
Yeah.
can become so damaging. And we got to be clear.
Yes,
Gaslighting is abuse.
absolutely.
It's not a personality quirk.
No.
Not just someone having a bad day, right?
It's about control.
Right.
Manipulation. It makes the victim doubt their own sanity and their perception of reality.
Yeah.
Impacts can be super damaging and leading to anxiety, depression, and this like really profound loss of self-esteem.
It's interesting the way the story really shows this, like, unfolding for Naomi.
Right.
And you know what else is important?
What's that?
Gaslighting. It often happens really gradually.
Yeah.
It's not always this big, dramatic, over-the-top
I
thing.
mean, it's subtle.
Right.
Sneaky.
Starts with small things, like we saw with Reginald, and then it slowly escalates, making it even harder for the victim to even realize what's going on.
Right.
They might dismiss it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he's just having a bad day.
Exactly.
Or, he's just a little insensitive. But over time, like that pattern, it becomes undeniable.
That's right. It's fascinating, actually, how the story uses the mansion itself.
Oh, okay.
Grand, luxurious, almost as a symbol for Naomi's, her state of mind.
Oh, interesting.
Like physically, she's surrounded by all this luxury,
Yeah.
but mentally lost in this maze of manipulation and deceit.
I never thought about it like that, but that's a great point.
Right.
The mansion is like a metaphor
Yes.
for this, like, web of lies that's being, like, woven around her, right?
Exactly. Exactly. And that feeling, that trapped, disoriented feeling, it's super common for people who are being gaslighted.
Oh, wow.
They start losing their footing.
Yeah.
their sense of self, their ability to trust their own perceptions.
Yeah.
And as we go deeper into the story, we see those feelings like really intensify for Naomi.
I'm curious to see like how she starts to break free from all that. But before we get into that,
Yes.
I think it's so important for everyone listening to really understand how damaging this can be.
I agree.
It's not about, feeling insecure
No.
or having a little disagreement. Gaslighting. It can have like serious long-term effects
You're absolutely right.
on someone's mental and emotional well-being.
It erodes trust.
Right?
And not just in the relationship, but in yourself.
Wow.
It can make you question your sanity, your
mhm.
worth, your ability to make decisions.
Oh, I see.
And that's why it's so crucial to understand the signs.
Yeah.
Seek help if you think you might be experiencing it.
Yeah.
But we're going to dive into all of that a little bit later.
Okay.
First, let's get back to Naomi's story and see how things start to shift for her.
Okay. So we left off with Naomi uncovering some pretty hard evidence of Reginald's deception.
Oh, wow.
She finds like hidden bank statements.
Yeah.
They reveal these secret accounts and get this
What?
evidence that he's been cheating.
No way.
Yeah, like a total bombshell, right?
This is a big turning point,
Yeah.
Because remember, gaslighting often involves twisting the narrative, making the victim question their own reality, right?
Right.
So when she confronts him with this concrete proof, he doesn't just deny it.
What?
He goes a step further,
Really?
accuses her of being paranoid and forging the documents.
Wow, that's crazy.
Right.
Like, he's trying to gaslight her about the gaslighting. It's mind-boggling.
It really is. It's a perfect example of how gaslighting can escalate.
Yeah.
It's not enough to deny the truth anymore.
Oh, wow.
The gaslighter has to flip the script, right?
Okay.
Make the victim the problem.
Right.
And this further undermines their confidence, making them more reliant on the abuser for validation.
And we see how deeply this affects her, Naomi.
Right.
She gets to a point where she doesn't even trust herself.
Heartbreaking.
It really is.
Yeah.
She's totally isolated, lost in this world that he's like created for her.
It's a testament to how powerful this type of abuse is.
Yeah.
But we have to remember there's hope
Oh, for sure.
for recovery.
And that brings us to like a turning point in the story.
Okay.
Naomi finally reaches out for help. She confides in her sister, Dr. Catherine Taylor, who also happens to be a psychologist. Talk about a lifeline.
Right. This is crucial.
Yeah.
Having that outside perspective can be life-changing for someone experiencing gaslighting.
Okay.
It helps them see the situation more clearly, start to break free from the abuser's control.
And Catherine doesn't hesitate. Like, she just calls it out.
Good.
She says, "You're sane. Reggie's manipulating you."
Yes.
And that validation is like so important for Naomi because she's constantly being told that she's the one with the problem.
Yeah. It's like a crack in the gaslighter's facade. They've carefully constructed this reality.
Yeah.
And it allows the victim to start questioning that distorted reality, reclaiming their own truth.
It's like she can finally breathe again.
Right.
And from that point on, she starts taking steps to protect herself.
It's for her.
She starts recording conversations with Reginald,
Oh, smart.
starts documenting everything as it happens,
That's so smart.
gathering evidence, basically,
Yes.
to ground herself in reality.
That's such a powerful strategy. It's incredibly empowering for victims of gaslighting.
I see.
It helps them to ground themselves
Okay.
in reality. It's concrete proof that what they're experiencing is real,
Yeah.
regardless of what the abuser is trying to make them believe.
That's amazing. It's like armor,
Yes.
against this constant manipulation.
It is.
The evidence becomes like this tangible reminder that they're not crazy, that what they're feeling, what they're seeing, it's valid. But we're going to dive deeper into that.
Okay.
And the road to recovery, like how to actually heal after all of this.
Sounds good.
After a short break, so stay with us. We're back. And before the break, we were talking about how Naomi starts gathering this evidence of Reginald's manipulation.
Right.
It seems like a small step, but it's huge EE for her.
Oh, totally. Totally. Yeah. She's like taking back her power, bit by bit. And we got to remember, gaslighting, it's all about control.
Mm.
So when she starts documenting his words and his actions, she's taking some of that control back.
Yeah.
She's basically building a case against that reality that he's trying to impose on her.
Exactly. Like she's saying, hey, I see what you're doing, and I'm not going to let you erase, my experiences anymore.
Right.
But as empowering as that is, The story, like, really shows us that healing from gaslighting, it's not like an overnight thing.
No.
You know, it's a process. It's a journey.
Absolutely. And it's so important to remember that. Leaving the abusive relationship, which Naomi eventually does, is often just the first step. The damage, psychological and emotional damage, it runs deep. It's like recovering from a serious injury.
Yeah.
It takes time, care, and you need the right support to heal properly.
And the story shows us that, by highlighting the support that she has, like she's got her sister, Catherine, who's just like this amazing source of love and validation.
Right.
It's a good reminder that having people that you trust, people who believe you,
Yes.
that's so crucial when you're recovering from any kind of abuse.
It is, especially gaslighting.
Yeah, especially gaslighting.
Because remember, the gaslighter, they want the victim to feel alone, confused, dependent. So that support system, it really counteracts that. It reinforces their sense of reality, reminds them that they're not alone.
It's like an anchor, right?
Yes, exactly.
When you feel like those waves of doubt and self-blame are like coming in. But the story also emphasizes that, like, professional help is such a vital part of this journey.
Absolutely.
She doesn't just rely on her sister. She also goes to therapy with Dr. Leslie Johnson, who specializes in trauma and abuse.
This is so important because therapy, it provides a safe space to process all the emotions and the trauma that comes with gaslighting.
Okay.
And it's not about blaming or dwelling on the past,
Right.
It's about understanding what happened,
Yeah.
learning how to cope,
Yeah.
and most importantly, rebuilding your self-esteem.
And I love how this story highlights Dr. Johnson's, her approach.
Yeah.
She doesn't rush Naomi's healing at all.
That's right.
She emphasizes that reclaiming yourself after gaslighting, it takes patience, it takes self-compassion.
And time.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
And it's a good reminder for all of us that healing, it's not linear. It's not about erasing everything, pretending it never happened.
Exactly, exactly. What's fascinating is how she talks about healing. She says it's about reclaiming your narrative.
Interesting.
When you think about it, gaslighting is the abuser controlling the story.
Yeah.
Twisting the facts, manipulating how you see things.
Right. So to heal, you have to take back control of your own story, your own truth.
Wow.
Powerful, right?
It is. It's like you're reclaiming your voice,
Yes.
your agency, your right to, like, define your own experiences. And that's exactly what Naomi starts to do in therapy. The story highlights, like, these key aspects of her healing journey. And one that stands out is focusing on those tactics.
Oh, yeah, the specific tactics.
Yeah.
That Reginald used against her.
Yeah, exactly. Because when you can, like, name them,
Yeah.
it takes away their power.
Exactly. It's like shining a light on a shadow. Suddenly, those manipulative tricks are not as effective because you see them for what they are.
Like, you've got this toolkit now
Yes.
to, like, spot them.
Yes.
And, like, disarm them
Right.
before they can, like, explode.
It's not just about recognizing them intellectually, it's about how they make you feel.
Right.
Do you feel on edge around this person all the time? Are you walking on eggshells?
Yeah.
Afraid to do the wrong thing?
Yeah.
Constantly second-guessing yourself?
Those are all red flags.
They are. It's like our intuition's trying to tell us something,
Yeah.
but we've been told to ignore it.
Right.
We're overreacting. You're too sensitive.
Vaguely.
Which is exactly what the gaslighter wants you to do. Silence that inner voice.
Wow.
So, what can we do? We can start small. Notice those moments when you have a feeling about something, even if it seems, small. Maybe you meet somebody new and you get this bad vibe even though they seem charming.
Yeah, or you're in a situation and it just feels uncomfortable, even though everybody else seems okay with it.
Exactly. Don't dismiss those feelings. Explore them. Ask yourself why you're feeling that way.
Yeah.
And the more you pay attention to those feelings, the stronger you get.
Like building a muscle.
Yes.
But trusting your gut, it doesn't mean being, like, paranoid.
No.
Or suspicious of everyone.
Right, exactly. It's not about seeing a gaslighter behind every corner. It's about a healthy sense of discernment. Like a radar, right? Helps you navigate these relationships and situations with awareness.
Yeah.
Self-protection. And sometimes trusting your gut means setting boundaries.
Okay.
Removing yourself from the situation.
Yeah.
Seeking support from people you trust.
One of the things that stayed with me from this story, Lost in the Mansion,
Yeah.
was how Naomi eventually, like, finds her way out of that hole that whole web of manipulation.
Right.
She doesn't just, like, survive it. She thrives.
Exactly. She takes back her power, finds a new sense of purpose.
That's really inspiring.
It's a powerful reminder that healing is possible.
Yeah.
Even after something as awful as gaslighting, the human spirit, it's resilient.
It really is. And you know what? That healing, it often starts with a single step.
What's that?
Trusting your gut.
Trusting your gut, yes. You are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
It's a serious form of abuse, but there is hope.
Yeah.
There's help out there.
And remember, your reality, it's valid.
It is.
Your voice matters.
Absolutely.
And you deserve to be treated with respect.
You do always.
Welcome back, everybody. We've been talking about gaslighting through Lost in the Mansion and Naomi's story, but now I want to talk about something super important for all of us, in our everyday lives.
Yeah, definitely. Let's get into it.
If there's one thing I hope you take away from this whole deep dive, it's this. Trust your gut.
Trust your gut. Yeah.
Like, seriously.
It's so
Your
important.
instincts are powerful.
They are.
Even if gaslighting has, made you question them. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, because gaslighting really throws a wrench in your intuition.
Yeah.
Makes you question everything you're feeling and thinking. And relearning to trust that inner voice, it's essential.
In the story, Naomi, she ignores those feelings at first,
Right.
She thinks, oh, it's just stress. I'm just overthinking things.
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar?
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
It's only when she starts paying attention to those gut feelings that she actually starts, taking action.
And that's a common experience for people who have dealt with gaslighting,
Right.
They're constantly being told that their feelings are wrong, their memories are faulty, their perceptions are off. It's really disorienting.
No wonder they start second-guessing themselves.
Of course. It's like someone's telling you up is down, black is white.
Totally.
So how do we reclaim that trust?
Yeah, how do we do that?
Especially after it's been so damaged.
Right.
Well, it's a process. Therapy can be really helpful, but there are also things that we can do on our own to start tuning back into those instincts.
Okay, like what? Give us some tips.
One thing you can do is start paying attention to those subtle warning signs, those red flags that something's not quite right.
Right, like in the story, Reginald was always denying her experience, trivializing her feelings, and shifting the blame onto her. And those are classic gaslighting tactics.
Classic, yeah. And even though they might seem small on their own, they can really build up over time.
It's like death by 1,000 cuts, you know what I mean?
Exactly. And the key here is it's not just about recognizing those tactics, intellectually. It's about noticing how they make you feel.
Interesting.
Do you feel on edge around this person all the time? Do you find yourself walking on eggshells, afraid to say or do the wrong thing?
Right.
Constantly second-guessing yourself.
It's like our intuition's trying to tell us something, but we've learned to ignore it.
Exactly. Gaslighting teaches us to silence that inner voice.
And that's exactly what the manipulator wants, right?
Of course. So what can we do? Start small.
Okay.
Notice those moments when you get that gut feeling about something, even if it seems insignificant. Maybe you meet someone new and you get a bad vibe, even though, they seem perfectly charming on the surface.
Yeah. Or you're in a situation and it just feels off, even if everyone else seems fine with it.
Exactly. Don't dismiss those feelings. Explore them. Ask yourself why you feel that way. The more you pay attention, the stronger you get at recognizing them.
Like building a muscle. Yeah.
Exactly.
But trusting your gut, it doesn't mean being paranoid.
No.
Suspicious of everyone.
No, not at all. It's not about seeing a gaslighter around every corner.
No.
It's about having a healthy sense of discernment, like a radar.
Right.
It can help you navigate relationships and different situations with more awareness.
Yeah, with more self-protection.
Exactly. And sometimes trusting your gut means, setting boundaries, stepping away from a situation, or asking for help from people you trust.
I think back to the story, and one of the things that really stuck with me from Lost in the Mansion was how Naomi eventually, breaks free.
Right.
She reclaims her power and finds this, new sense of purpose.
It's a powerful reminder that healing is possible.
It is.
Even after something as insidious and as damaging as gaslighting.
The human spirit is incredible,
It really is so resilient.
And that healing, it often starts with, trusting your gut.
Trusting your gut, that's right. And remembering that you are not alone.
You're not alone.
Gaslighting is a serious form of abuse, but there is hope and there is help out there.
Yeah. And remember, everyone, Your reality is valid.
Oh, it is.
Your voice matters.
It does.
And you deserve to be treated with respect. Always.
Always.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep trusting your gut.